Hello and welcome back to the review of me, Let's Talk Whiskey. New bottle, just about to open it and get it in the glass. We've gone for Lagg. New distillery on the Isle of Arran, and it's owned by the Arran distiller. So we'll get this open first, get it in the glass, get a little bit of time to breathe because I've not had it open yet. We'll get a good pop first. Let's see how we do. Not bad. And we'll talk about this whiskey. So as we can see, colour straight away, super dark. This you would think would have maybe a full maturation in sherry, but it's not. This is a Lagg. This is the one that I can't really pronounce, but I'm going to try. Is it Corriecravie edition or Corriecravie edition? 55% ABV, non-chill filtered, natural colour. This is south of the island on Arran. So Arran is an island in itself, just off the west coast of Scotland. And this distillery was built in 2019, like about 1993, when previous Arran is now called La Cranza, so they can split the name and we know what whiskey is coming from each distillery. Everything that comes from Lagg is going to be peated, and this one here is peated at 50 ppm, so phenol parts per million. So we look at Islay, certain ones in Islay about 40 ppm, this one just a little bit above, and they've got I think it's a Highland peat that they use as well. I think they get it from the mainland. But this is finished for 6 months in sherry for, I think it's the Martinez region in Jerez. So a 6 month finish. Started its life in 2019. So age wise, we're looking 4 or 5 year old. Excuse me. It's not super old. What is this going to tell us? Like on the bottle, all we get is 55% non-chill filtered, natural colour, single malt Scotch whisky, Lagg. Lagg used to be a distillery back there, I think 150 years ago or something, on the island, so they kind of rejuvenated that to build the two styles of whisky which they like to bring to us now. Arran La Cranza is fantastic, and Lagg being repeated now, because I used to like the Fingal's Cup from La Cranza Distillery. I like that peated side of it. So to just dedicate full peated whisky, this is, I think it's a great idea. Can split the brand down the sides. The thing that I can't 100% determine yet is La Cranza is a Highland distillery, even though it's an island, they've classed it as a Highland. But because this is south of the island, if we look at our invisible line which splits the regions up, Lagg is actually a lowland. And I think it's a lowland. I'm going to stick with it. If I'm wrong, just put it in the comments and let me know. But I think it's a lowland is what they're getting classed as. I've had a couple of the Lagg. I had one very, very early on, just when they released. I think they were 3 years old, and he says, let's get this out and try it. I quite liked the spirit at the time and how it took to the casks. So it's going to be different. As I say, from the last videos, we're getting near Christmas time. It's colder weather. The leaves have all changed. Darker whiskies, heavier whiskies, or something that just kind of make you feel a bit more warm and cozy inside. So this one here, 6 month finish in Oloroso casks. I think it's Oloroso, and previously it's been in bourbon casks. So it took a lot of colour from that short time. Super, super rich. Look at the colour of it. Let's see if you can get that on there. It's unbelievable. And legs on it as well, just moving it around the glass, it's sticky. It's probably the best way to describe that so far. It just looks quite sticky. It's taking its time. It's 55% ABV. So it's got, it's going to pack a little punch to it. But what is it going to do on the nose with this high ppm content? If you like heavily peated whiskies, could this be the one for you? So I'm going to get this on the nose, get it on the palate. I've got my water sitting here because I think we're going to have to add some water to it just to see what changes. But it looks wonderful. Colour wise, it's it's a dark ruby, more than, I would say, kind of more burnt ruby or something. Right, enough chat. Let's get this on the nose and see what our first impression is with it. It's bizarre because the ppm so high, you would expect just an absolute nose full of kind of peat smoke, but I don't get that. It's waxy. It's a real waxy note. underlying dark fruit. There's a sweetness there as well. There's a sweet smoke trying to break through. I think the palate's going to give us more where the peat is going to be hiding in this. I say it's that Highland peat, so if you look at Highland peat compared to Islay, Highland peat's got more trees and things, so kind of more wooden elements, so you might get more of the smoke side of it. On Islay, there's not as many trees, so you get peat there. It's more peaty, is what I like to try and figure it out. So there's a peaty note to it, but Highland peat has got more kind of a little bit more smoke. But there's just this nice sweetness, soft, dark fruits, a little bit of dark coffee, dark chocolate, wax. I can't get away from just a big waxy note. Right, let's get on the palate. Why not? Stand everyone. Dry. There's the peat. As I thought, the nose, it kind of hides it, but on that palate, it's there. It's long, slightly drying. There's soft spices in there, little tiny hint of ginger. But this is smoky, sweet smokiness to it. You've got that softer kind of dried hay note that you get, like a kind of sweet hay, with those darker fruits that's still coming through. Your blackberries and things are staying very prominent in this. The nose is magic. I really enjoy that, and I think if I had this blind, I would struggle to say it's a peated whiskey. I think, and it doesn't just jump from what you're used to getting. I'm gonna try another wee sip, see what actual flavours I can get. That's great. Ashy in there now. There's a kind of raspberry, blackberry, blackcurrant, like coulis style going on. I say a tiny bit of ginger, drying off. Very long lasting. It's a dram you don't have to keep revisiting for flavour. You're not chasing flavour on this one. It's really good. Price point, I think it's about £60 a bottle. I was actually gifted this, and I thought, I'll just get it open because I remember last time I tried it, I enjoyed it. I think it was last year, the earlier release, but this is this year's. They've got, I think, about 70, between 54 and 72 hour fermentation time as well. 6% of the barley is from Islay, the rest of it is from the Northern Highlands as well, is where they're getting their barley from. So I wonder if in time they'll be able to push it up and have a full Arran only barley within. So a little bit of water. It doesn't change much in the nose, not at all. I just can't get away from wax. This is the waxiest. Klein leash, you get a big waxy note, right? Big bold. I absolutely love that in a whiskey, instant as well. But this, for some reason, is just went to number one spot in a waxy note for me. There's that kind of soft leather coming through now as well. So that water's going to calm down. There's kind of sweet notes still staying there. There's a little bit of leather. It just smells like I should be drinking this with a three-piece suit and a tweed jacket on, if that makes sense. It smells a lot older than it is. It's really thrown me that this is potentially only 4 years old, maybe 3. Now, a little bit of water for me has completely changed it. It's mellowed it down a little bit more. Yes, there's still a little bit of peat, but it's rounded it very well. Everything starts to kind of click together and what's going on. So for me, I think going forward, I'll have a little bit of water. Yes, it's the first port. Is it a tight neck port? We'll see how it's going to develop going forward. But I really like that. That's so waxy. The peat's hidden on the nose, but it's there in the palate. There's a softer sweet note to it. There's leather notes to it, soft little bit of ginger, drying. It hits so many different sides of the palate and the smells. It hits every kind of senses there, which I really like. I like the shape of the bottle. I think it's cool. It's just nice. It's just different, right? It catches your eye. It's a whiskey that I enjoy. I like that, and I think this will be getting poured again probably over the next couple of days because the weather's changing. It's the big kind of more hearty, more darker whiskies that we're starting to see ourselves reach for. Well, me anyway. But I'm going to go and finish this. I'm going to go and sit back and finish this one off here. And I think it'll take me a while because, as I say, I don't need to chase flavour. But cracking job. But again, thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing. Doing everything. I do honestly really appreciate it. But join me next week and let's talk whiskey. Slange.